Okay, so here's my next project. You guys that know your cars, Datsun 280Z import, as you can see, left-hand drive, straight off the boat as it were. Bought it from a good friend of mine. We're going to be doing quite a few bits to this. Good things, rust free, California, so no, I think it was California, there's no rust on it at all hardly. Little bits here and there but nothing major. It's just been through its MOT, which around here is like a roadworthiness certificate. We took the bumpers off, the big bumpers off. I've already started filling it in at the back. I don't know what you think to those holes, whether I should leave them in or take them out, and I don't know really whether you need to actually have the bumpers on or off. The big fat ones have been took off. We're going to go for the thinner ones for the 240Z, I think, at the front, but at the back I'm not 100% certain, so comments welcome there. I mean, if you think I don't need to put one on the front, give me some comments, but that's the way we're going at the moment. I'm also in two minds whether to put covers over the headlamps, you know, the plastic sleeves that go over, that smooth the lines off. I'm in two minds on that as well. The wheels aren't staying, they're going to eventually go, probably put 15 inches on, but nothing too radical because I want it to still look old school. But that's the project as it is at the moment. If I quickly go through what I'm going to be changing on it, I'll tell you what, we'll have a look in the boot because I've just been ordering loads of stuff and I've stuffed it all in there. So to start with, round the back, those rear tail lights in the UK aren't really legal. You need amber lights in there, so they're going to be going. The side stripe, as it were, trim, that's coming off, and the reflectors front and back, they're coming off. Those mirrors aren't really the mirrors I want to see on the car either. So if you look in here, there's the British sort of lights for the back. I've just ordered some cheap mirrors, so these are just cheap off Car Solutions in the UK, 20 quid for a pair. They're just plastic, but they'll probably look a bit better than what's on. The others are a bit too floppy, they're not adjusting right. The other things that you can see in here, right, let's go through a quick go through. The grille is what I'm going to be using for the bumper that's missing at the front, so we're going to fill that in with that. That's a chrome grille that I'm moulding for the front. This is conversion that I'm doing for the front, which we'll get into in a bit, which is to make the 6 into, so it's going to be 6 into 2 into 1, down to about, well, up to about 2.5, I think it is, inch. The car's fuel injection, the petrol tank, don't worry about that, that's because the fuel gauge doesn't work, so we'll go through that in a bit. The car's fuel injection already, and I'm going to open the bonnet up now and we'll have a look inside and I'll show you what's happening with it under the bonnet. So now we're going to have a look under the bonnet. This is a 2.8, so it's a 280Z 1976 with fuel injection. A few things you need to know about this: it's obviously running off a distributor. It's not got sequential injection, so in other words, all the injectors all open at the same time, and they put half of the fuel in per every revolution of the engine. So it's not the best injection system, but it seems to work alright. The other thing this has got is all the emission stuff: carbon canister, reservoir for the vacuum, fuel filter, and so on and so forth. We're going to be going down to pick up on the flywheel, on the front pulley, sorry, and a pickup for the cam, which we're going to use the distributor, which I'll show you in a minute, in the back. And we're going to have a 4-branch exhaust a 6 into 2 into 1, which I spoke of earlier, because we need the oxygen sensors in there for the fuel injection system, because it's going to monitor itself. We're also going to change it from left-hand drive to right-hand drive, which I'll show you the bits for that as well. But we're going to do a coil per plug, so you're not going to have any plug leads, they're all going. And it's going to be a coil per plug, and it's going to be individual spark per plug, not wasted spark. And the injection systems are going to be sequential injection, so it's going to know what cylinder wants the fuel in. When it's just opening the valve up, it'll squirt the fuel in, so there's no loss of fuel there or any drips or anything caused by that. So if we go back to the back, so what we're needing to do is, what you can see here, we've got, this is a Datsun front pulley, top dead centre. This is off the donor car that I've got the sensor off, so this is a crank position sensor. This goes sort of like here and picks up on the crank. We need to come, this is off the donor, this is off the one with the sensor on, so you can see the teeth there, and they've got one 62 I think -2, so the 2 teeth are missing there. We want to transfer that there to this here. I don't know, we're going to sort that out whenever. I'm going to probably cut that off and fit that onto the back plate of that, and then mount it somehow. We've also got to think about the cam position sensor. That's this here. Probably use the distributor for that. So use that inside distributor and pick up from inside distributor. This is the individual coil packs, so we're going to mount them on a plate, and they're going to go straight onto the plugs per plug. The distributor is obviously this type. This is off a donor as well, and it fires a spark every 1/6 of a revolution. But it actually doesn't know where cylinders are. It uses the rotor arm, and that's how it knows which one to fire towards. So we're going to have to modify that somehow. The thing with it as well, I'm changing it from left hand to right hand drive, and that's what you can see there, that steering rack. Now this is, in this country, getting hold of a steering rack for a 240Z right hand drive is very difficult, because everybody wants to get the California ones in, convert them to right hand drive, put them all over there, and have a pristine car that's not rotten in a right hand drive country that's historically soaking wet every day, more or less, even in summer, and they get rusty. So that's what that's for. There's looking at this here, this is the plate, so this is for the exhaust and stuff. Oh, by the way, the exhaust you can buy pre-cut manifold blanks, so you can do that, and then you can weld your bits of pipe to them, which makes it a lot easier. These are the exhaust sensors that we're going for, best ones I could find. 5, well there's 6 actually, 6 wires to these, so they monitor their own temperature and everything, which has been quite good. So converting it to left to right, this is the plate that goes up. It'd be that way, so that's the bulkhead of the car, and that needs putting up sort of inside the bulkhead, as it were, there, down there, and it mimics what's on the other side. But of course it's not just a matter of doing that, we've got to change the heater box over, got to change the wiper linkages over, got to get a dashboard that's going to be right hand drive. Just a bullet point on that, the bash dashboard, we've got somebody that's got a right hand drive dashboard that's out of their vehicle at the moment, so what I'm endeavouring to do is copy the other one out of fiberglass and then put it in this fiberglass. I'll let you know how that goes, you'll see that happening. If we can make a copy of it and it works, I might start flogging them, or you know, we'll see. A friend of mine might start flogging them, but we'll see how they go. But that's more or less really what we're doing. So we're going to be changing it from left to right hand drive. We're going to be changing it from from multi-point injection to, sorry, from single injection cycle to multi-point injection cycle. And we're going to be doing the bodywork, de-trimming it, tidying it up, and putting a bit of English stuff on. Like I said, I don't know whether I'm putting a rear bumper on or not, but other than that, I love the shape. I've always liked the shape, and now this is probably going to be a keeper, so it's probably going to be the last one I do, but that's the 240Z in the starting point. Hopefully I'll keep you up to date with what's happening, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to, and we'll see what happens. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye.